Yes.
Maharaj, can you explain this Jada Bharata, how it goes through all these different lives, and how it's possible this that he was so high, and then you know you are.
This is a description of how it can happen to all of us. Like Bharata Maharaj was great ruler, king, and he was not old man. He had a son who was quite very young boy. But he decided that he wants to give up the kingdom. That is not how he can attain the Lord, how he can become a member of the eternal world, spiritual world, Vaikuntha. He cannot conquer death, birth, old age, disease. So he decided to go to the forest. He put his son on the throne, and he just went there, in the mountains, in the jungle. And he was meditating there about the lotus feet, the Lord in his heart. But one day happened, he sitting on a river side. He saw a deer was just going to drown, dying in the river. He could not, had not the power to come out from the water. So he decided, out of his good heart, of course, he wants to save. So he went in the river and he saved this deer. So even he was practicing many years now in the jungle to focus on the divine form of the Lord in his heart. But of course, external world was still, he was living, and he saw this thought, now I have to save this deer. So this deer had no mother, because she was perhaps died in the river, or was not anymore available for the small deer. So he cared now for this small deer, and he became attracted to this, to just caring for this deer. And so they lived together for many years. And he was thinking, this is all okay. So, but one day what happened, he was sitting on the riverside, and there was, cliff. Cliff is this? Cliff, yeah. And the deer fell down. So, and was swept away by the river. Then Maharaj, when he wants to call a deer, he just didn't come. So he was looking everywhere. And he thought, now it is falling down here, maybe the cliff. So he went down to search for the deer. Maybe this hurt it, or I have to save it. And in this searching, he himself fell. So, what was his consciousness? His consciousness was, I want to save the deer. I want to. So he forgot the Lord in this moment. So he was falling down, and he also gave up his body. But with the consciousness, where is my friend, my dear? So it is whatever you may remember in the end, when you're leaving this world. Even you may be a devotee, your whole life meditating on the Supreme Lord, and but he become attracted to a deer. So his last thoughts were, where is this deer? I have to save it. So he has to accept the next life, the body of a deer. So wherever our mind is, even if you are an advanced devotee, if you cannot keep your mind focused on the Lord, He must always be on the first place. He must always be with we should be very careful not to be disconnected from the Lord, not 1 second. Everything we do, everything what we see, everything it may be visible to us, or we may hear, but we are always connected with the divine. And this was, in this case, he was overwhelmed with that maybe he lost his companion. So he got, next life he got taking bird as a deer. Of course, he was not ordinary deer. So he still was attracted to the sadhus. So in the jungle, there were sadhus assembling regularly in the jungle, and they talking about Lord Hari, their topics. And the parrot, he in the form of a deer, he was always close and was always, not that he maybe had understood their speaking, but the transcendental vibration or the spiritual atmosphere was there when many sadhus or pure sadhus coming together. It is a transcendental atmosphere and he would always be around this small place and live just in a distance, so that he never went away. So of course after this, he again, when he left this body of a deer, he was born in a Brahman family. He got again chance, because now he was focusing, or always had this transcendental association. It is not transcendental association if we are associating with materialistic people, or even materialistic devotees. They must associate with pure sadhu, who are always connected, who are always have the association of the higher energy, of the higher, the form of a Lord in whatever, Vaikuntha, who are associating with the transcendental plane, who never come to this external. So this was purifying, and he took birth in a Brahman family, Jadabharat. So from the birth on, he was detached. He was always trying to avoid association with materialists. So even his father and his brothers were Brahman, but they had also other, they are not pure. So he thought, I will behave like a fool. So I cannot do anything. So they could not teach him Brahminical behavior or the rules and regulations. He did not. He put himself in a situation that like a madman, so that he does not want to get attached anymore to this material plane, this material world. So his father engaged him in many small things, in low class. So he put him even on the field where he was growing vegetables or rice, whatever, like, how they are called in English?
Watchman, guard.
Guard, but they put some wood, wooden thing and put some clothes on. And
Scarecrow.
How you call it?
Scarecrow.
Oh, scarecrow.
To chase away the crows.
Yes, so they think that somebody is standing there that he will not eat. So he has stood there just as they told him the whole day. So, and such kind of service, such he was engaged, And one day, there was worshippers of Kali did have a big offer, or a big festival. So they, at this time, they offered criminals or low-class people to Kali. They killed them before the deity. This was this time. I don't know if this still happened in some places, maybe. So they had one criminal, and they want to sacrifice him in front of Kali to cut his head off. But he escaped, he ran away. So then all the priests and all the people assembled, they decided now we have to find another one. Then they met Jadabharat, and he behaved like a fool, you know, just like they thought, okay, this is the right man. We can offer to Kali. So they put festival, they give him a full feast. Before they bathe him, they put nice clothes on him and then put him in front of Kali to behead him. That Kali, she could understand this is not a fool. It is a pure devotee of the Lord who is just behaving like a fool. So she could not tolerate this. So when they're just going to cut him, they had Kali, who has many weapons, and she arranged that she killed all of them, all the whole assembly, all those who are Brahmanas, so-called Brahmanas, or Kali worshippers. They are not Brahmanas. Nowadays they call them maybe Brahmanas. It's not. They are not in goodness. This is tamasic. So he killed them, and Jalabharad, he walked away peacefully. He was not disturbed. They want to kill him, okay. They want to kill him. He was not a fool. But he accepted everything as it was coming. So he tells actually how a devotee, on what level he has to come, you know, that he does not get affected by the external energy. He may accept whatever may come. It was his conclusion after the beginning. He fell in love with this deer. He thought he is detached from everything of this external world. He will never be entangled. So he became like fool. And yes, on the way they meet with a king who was carried on a palanquin, 4 people carrying him. And also many people followed him. Then one of the carrier was, I think he was hurted. So they were looking for another one. Then they saw the Jalabharad standing on the way. And they asked him, he should carry the Lord. Then he said, yes. This king was on the pilgrimage. He wants to meet Kapila. So he wants to hear from a pure soul. Kapila is an incarnation of Lord. So he started to carry him, but he could not step on ants or any animals on the way, so he was the king was shaking up there, you know. And then everybody was complaining, you know, and the king himself thought, what is this? What is this? What kind of man is this? Then he wanted to talk to them. And then he, Jalabhara, the first time, he gave him, this king instructed or taught him transcendental plane, transcendental knowledge. What the king was searching for, actually. So he was very impressed by this. So transcendental knowledge is not a thing we can just attain in one life, perhaps. Even if you give up everything in this world, then one small thing, to become attached to a deer, you have to come again. It's only, and then you can stay because you are fortunate, you have done so many pious activities, or you have the desire to go back home, back to God. Hare Krishna. So he took birds of deer, and after this he could not forget his lives, what he had before. He could remember this. So he did not want to make the same mistake again. So he became like a fool, and he revealed himself, who he was actually, to this king. And then, well, he continued to be unknown, and he went back to Vaikuntha after. So it is just a teaching to us that any small thing we may be attached in this material world. We have to come. We may be attracted. We have to come again. So, of course, it may take many lifetimes in many cases of us. But in the case of Bharat Maharaj, it took him 3 births. Even he renounced his whole kingdom. He renounced his family. But he got attached to one deer. So he was lamenting, and he himself left the body on the search for this deer. Because his consciousness was focused on this, so he took birth again. So we have to see how what is necessary if you want to go to the transcendental world. Because all these things what we experience here in the material plane, we have to understand it is an illusion. It is a temporary experience. Nothing will last. It has a beginning, it has an end. So if we are attracted to anything in this world, we have to come again. And in this way, all of us, we had this experience. And we had not only one reason, a deer, we had many reasons why we come here. So we have a lot to do. And we have to understand spiritual life is not something I can speculate on. Reality is reality. Truth is truth. We have to accept It is natural, you know. As long as we have anything, and we are attached to anything in this material world, we have to come and leave it. Even if you may be a so-called pure devotees amongst. If there may be a acharya or a guru, whatever, you know, there's no guarantee. You will very rarely you will find a real devotee. Basically, those who are bona fide, those who are real sadhus, they are coming from the spiritual world. And they are not entangled in anything in this world. They may go through externally, you may see. As we see in the Goswami's case, they had big positions in the government, some of them. But like Raghunath Das Goswami, his father was the richest landlord in Bengal at this time. But he had no attraction to anything. His father looks for a wife for him and wants him and married him, but he never was touching his wife. His wife was living inside his palace, and he was staying outside in the outer rooms. So he had no attraction to anything on this world from the beginning. So these souls, and basically our disciplic succession, we are fortunate to have many who are not members of the transcendental world, who are sent by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if we are fortunate, we may understand, or we may get some understanding what spiritual life means, what eternal life means, how to attain, how we can go back to Godhead. If we are fortunate, not only theoretically, practically, we have to realize, we have to live accordingly. Like Amanis Kinchan, he wants to, his greatest desire is when he gets a little money to go in the gymnastic. What is this? Training room. They are so far away. You know. Such small things, you may take birds so many times. Just or realize how useless all these things are. You will never get a perfect body. For what you need a perfect body? Think a little more. What do you think? Yeah, no, it's you. This is a bad sign. We don't.
I think so, no?
This is. I think so. All these things, what this has anything to do with this external plane, it will bring us back, and we have to go to We have to experience it. That's the reason why we are here in this material world, in this temporary place, so where we are getting the experience until we realize it is not possible to become happy. What is with Schwarzenegger? He's getting old now. He gets also a little fatty. What is the next step? Maybe it lives.
He have also wife, and she's 30.
What?
So he has many attachments, I think. He's famous, but he will come many times again. And I'm not sure if he gets a human body. I don't know, the background is of the Jalaparat. We have to hear that how dangerous it is if you are sincere and going after to our real home, where we are not experiencing birth, death, old age, and all these things. Then we have a lot of obstacles in our life. So all this we have to give up or renounce. It's not important. It's only a few years and then nobody cares. And there was a French devotee here. What was his name?
Also Nimai.
Nimai. That's some Nimai, yeah. He was disciple of also of Bodha and Maharaj, yeah. He went also to this gymnastic place. He wants something else now. He's somewhere living in Czech now. And
He came back.
He's back in France.
oh, again, yeah.
Yeah, he went back.
He will wander from one place to another, looking for those things everyone looks in this material world.
You know, Maharaj, he came
I
back
don't know.
to France because his ex-girlfriend called him. After a half year or so, it was...
Yeah. So, next lifetime he will become a girl, a lady. And she may become a man. Nowadays it's like this. They're mixed up, you know. Ladies in a man body. This perverted thing. Completely unnatural. It's not men's. It is a material world. Oh, time is over. Anything more to say? Then stop here. Jai Sri Jadabharatudha Gi Jai. Jai Sri Gurudev Nitya Leela Bhavistam Vishnupada Brahmahamsa Devacharya Jada Sri Srimad Ki Vaibhav Guru Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Guru Premanand.